Genius for life. Coconut smoothies coming at you. Hello, hello. Welcome to 15 Minutes of Genius. I am your host, Alex Baer, CEO and founder of Genius Juice. This is episode 106. So just a couple weeks ago, we were at episode 100. We had Patrick Schwarzenegger on, and here we are at episode 106. I'm going to move a little bit more to the center. There we go, near where the tape is on the table. All right. Got to follow instructions from our production team or I get in trouble here. He'll be screaming in my ear. So, all right. So big plug. Speaking of our production team, not to have a bad intro here, Mark Nicholas, Mark N at ManhattanBeatStudios.net. He is awesome. He does all the editing here. He puts the show together, all the coordination. Make sure to reach out to him. There he is with a mask on. I don't even recognize you anymore, man, without the beard. You can be anyone. And there's Rachel. She is the production assistant stage manager / awesome person that is always in a great mood every time that we have a show. So emotional support, I would call it. So thank you guys for running a great show here, and glad that you still are letting me into the studio without calling the security. All right, so to introduce our guest, and I'm going to pull up my handy LinkedIn profile page here. So Maria Littlefield, she's the co-founder of Brew, which is a Boozy Tea. Boozy Tea, it says right here. Here's a little description. Brew, Boozy Tea, is a fresh brewed, organic spiked, sparkling hard tea seltzer made with 100% real ingredients. They are, a female-founded company, and our Wise Women Collective is a Women for Women initiative supporting charitable initiatives, and we promote gathering and conversation. Brew may be found at Trader Joe's, which is huge, Whole Foods, Sprouts, H-E-B, and Publix. I've heard of those. All right, Maria, how are you?
I'm great. How are you? Thanks for having me on.
Absolutely. Yeah. I know it's a little later over there. It seems like the roles are reversed. I'm the one that's more tired than you, and it's like 5 o'clock here and 8 o'clock there.
Doubtful.
Yeah.
I have a 10-week-old.
Oh, wow.
I guarantee I am just as tired as you.
I take that back. You are way more tired than me. You don't look tired, but you are definitely in spirit way more tired, just based off running a company and having a baby. So I'm giving the credit to you. Yeah, I should not.
It makes no sense. That's why.
I should not even be tired. Granted that we don't have any kids yet. And anyway, all right. So let's get into it. Let's talk about. I like to start with the story, right? Because it's funny. I don't think I actually met you or your co-founder, which is Jennie, right, Jennie? And I didn't meet you two, but we were both together in the Bevnet Showdown. We were both finalists in 2014. But there was one key difference between us and your brand. Is that we lost and you won the Bevnet Showdown. So
it's probably just our PowerPoint. Yeah.
Yeah, it was a great PowerPoint, and honestly, I didn't have the charisma. So, but let's get into the story, right? I love the story about where you started, right? And you also came up with this new product line, right, about a year and a half ago, the Boozy Tea. But just tell us, kind of general story, how you started it, and where you're at now.
Yeah, of course. So not to kind of give you all the details of how we got here, which, are a lot of twists and turns along the way, but it really all started with tea. And Jennie and I used to work together at a marketing firm. And kind of fun fact, she hired me as an intern, actually, the first day I moved to New York. And she actually had a family member who was ill, and she was looking for ingredients that were good for him and could help him and had benefits. And she fell into the world of tea and botanicals and was just amazed that you could drop something in water and have antioxidants and vitamins. And she was amazed you could just drop something in water and have this incredible beverage that was also really good for you. And so she started making her own tea blends in the office, and we started making me different tea blends, and eventually that it would be a good idea to spike said tea blends and realize that tea and booze were like awesome together. And we just like couldn't believe that no one was doing it before. And you had this beverage that wasn't super sugary, had like amazing flavor, and you were also getting something back while you were drinking. And kind of our biggest problem with a lot of the cocktails is, you'd have one and then you would feel super hungover. And I think our Showdown, we actually had the mixers in that at that point. As we kind of grew that brand, we started looking at what was in these canned beverages, and that was like a whole nother world that was so eye-opening to us, that once you start digging into what's in like some of these alcoholic ready to drink things, it's this crazy world, which I know you guys talk about too. It's like what's a natural flavor? And we went to make all these products, and we always got directed to flavor houses. And I was like, what's a flavor house? We've been fresh brewing this in our kitchen for friends, and like, it's great that way. Like, why would we go to a flavor house? What even is that? And then, we started peeling away and like, oh, a natural flavor is actually made with chemicals in a lab. And then you peel a little farther and you're like, wait, what is natural flavors made with natural flavors? That doesn't even make any sense. And so anyway, that's kind of a long story short, but our first product was Mixer, and one of our goals was always to launch something that was ready in a can. And so we canned it up, and that's where Boozy Tea came from. And this we launched in January of 2020. And it is a spiked and sparkling hard tea that's made with 100% real ingredients. So everything we always do is made with real whole ingredients. And the idea is, we say drink wise because you can still drink and have a good time, and put good stuff into your body. You don't have to throw it all out if you're having a cocktail or a boozy tea or something that is ready to drink, like a seltzer.
Love that. Love it. And it resonates with me so much. I mean, you said it yourself, right? We also pride ourselves on having really clean ingredients in our products. And so like, it was cool that, when you're saying like no emulsifiers, no gums, no natural flavors, no this, no that, and really separating yourself.
No sulfites, no parabens, no like crazy stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. Because then you start getting into the alcohol side where they add all this other crap to it that we're not even aware of. And like the crazy thing that I'm not a big time drinker or anything, but when I do, like if someone hands me a beer or like it's a celebratory thing, I look at the back, I'm like, there are no ingredients in here. Like they don't have to tell people the ingredients. And I'm just like, that's crazy. You can add preservatives and sulfites, and people just don't even know. So it's a weird category. I was just going to say that.
It is a weird category with very little transparency. And again, like as I said, like once you start asking questions and start like peeling layers, you're like, wait a minute. Or like, this doesn't actually taste like lemon. Like why, like what is it actually made from? And there's, the alcohol rulings have very strange requirements in terms of like descriptions of products that like to the average consumer mean absolutely nothing.
Exactly. And I love the, the marketing too, right? Where like ours is, no dumb stuff, right? Genius, no dumb stuff. Yeah. No gums, no emulsifiers, natural flavors. We don't put stevia or monk fruit in, which I don't consider a dumb thing, but something that is a step closer, to nature. Some brands have to put it in just because of the formulation. It's not the worst thing in the world. But it's a differentiator when we're in a plant-based category that has so many protein beverages and smoothies that have all this stuff in there. And when you get the customer to be aware of that, they realize the value proposition for yours is so much better. So I love the catchphrase that you have, which is drink wise. Like I love that, like an owl, right? Being wise, drink wise.
Yeah, exactly.
So very cool. So let's get into, I kind of alluded to it, and then you also said it obviously much better than I could ever say it about how you launched this new line. What was this kind of like a bet the company moment where like we need to go into this category to really see Al's Brew grow, or how did this idea come about? And then my follow-up question is it is freaking competitive, right? I mean, I'm sure you've heard this all over the place in buyer meetings and investor meetings. It's like, well, there's White Claw and all this other stuff that's out there and all these hard seltzers. And how are you going to get aluminum cans when it takes 5 months to get here from, China? So, but how are you getting through the challenges? Like, where'd the idea come from? Like, why did you suddenly want to just go into this product line? Was it a bet the company moment, or was it just to expand your distribution? And second question, as mentioned, how has it been competing with like the White Claws? How are you getting awareness when there's so much noise going on in this hard seltzer category?
Yeah, absolutely. So to answer your first question, it was always something that Jennie and I wanted to do, was to launch something that was ready to drink. I think just in terms of like consumer ease, I think something in a can that's ready to go has always been our goal. Really that's kind of what started it. And then kind of just going into your second question, obviously it was, the timing in the category, and the seltzer category is super interesting, and it really changed the beer. I would say it really opened the world of drinkers into the category of beer, quote unquote, right? Like, people who are drinking seltzers are not necessarily people who are drinking beer. And what it really did in our mind for the category was it really started the better for you movement in alcohol. It stripped away all the bad, like the really high caloric things and, carbs and sugars, and it stripped it all down. And then, now where we are is really an opportunity to have a better for you product that is actually better for you. And so that's our real differentiator. Is Boozy Tea is a clean product. We think our positioning a lot, like in terms of clean beauty. We're like the clean beauty of drinking. So using whole real ingredients, using ingredients to actually give your body something back. Because I was saying before, when we believe when you're drinking, you can still have stuff that's good for you, even if you're having a little spike or two. And so that's really the next kind of iteration of the category. And that's really how we're positioned and how we discuss with buyers. And what our differentiator is in the category is this next iteration, which is here to stay for a long time. If you look at it in non-alc, which I'm sure you guys see all the time, like, once you realize that you can have something better, you never want to go back. And so, it stemmed from us wanting to drink better and us wanting to have better things. And it's really resonating with our consumer base, because you can also taste great, but it can be, have good stuff in it for you as well.
Exactly. And it's a highly functional, right? Not only the herbs, but the functionality of feeling the buzz without having the negative side effects from it. And I think where there has been a lack of transparency in this category for so many years, even with the boom of the hard seltzers, you still can bring a product that tastes great, gives you the buzz, and has that transparency. And I'm sure, again, I have not seen the details on the label, but I'm sure it has call outs to what makes it better and what's actually in it and what it doesn't have and drink wise, all good stuff. But I can definitely say
to all that.
Yeah, go ahead.
I was going to say, I don't even think I mentioned exactly what's in it. So we actually fresh brew all the tea, which was like one of the hardest things, and actually bringing this to market because no one wants to fresh brew tea in this category.
You just want to get tea delivered in drums and then just dump it into the tanks.
They wanted drums. They would actually flavors. They were really nobody wants to deal with anything like this. And so it was really hard for us to find partners who are actually willing. We ship in a whole bunch of dried fresh tea and they brew it in a kettle just like you brew at home.
Yeah, it's the right way to do it, because then you taste the quality. You taste it.
Yes. It makes a difference. You get the health benefits from the tea. And then the other ingredients are just we use a little bit of fruit juice, and some of them have a little bit of cane sugar and some have no added sugar. And then, of course, we spike it.
Love it. Well, I can definitely say we're running low on time, but I could definitely say that the Alc-Claw is much stronger than the White Claw. So I'll leave it at that.
I haven't thought of that one.
Something to say in a buyer meeting. Just, you got it from me. I won't take a cut, though.
Memorable.
Right, yeah, totally. So let's get into our next segment, since we are running very low on time, and this is called Rapid Fire Questions. rapid fire questions. All right, so we're going to go through this in about a minute and a half. Just going to ask you a bunch of questions. I don't know if you've seen it on previous shows, the rapid fire, but
yes,
these are actually all new questions. So we debuted these on episode 100. So yeah, and it hasn't aired yet. So these are ones you have not heard yet. So here we go. You ready? All right. So question 1. For music, which decade is the best? 70s, 80s, or 90s?
I'm a child of the 90s, so I got to go 90s.
Every single
not
person.
Really a child of the 90s, but yeah.
It's when I was, let's just say probably middle school, growing up, like all the iconic.
Yeah, I was going to say that's when like my music really started. It's hard. Yeah. I wouldn't say it's there's probably better decades with better music, but the 90s are near and dear to my heart.
90s they're legendary. They're diverse. What do you do for exercise? Question 2.
A big fan of yoga and bar classes.
Awesome. Movie you can watch an unlimited amount of times.
Oh, God. An unlimited amount of times. Oh, it's probably some like chick flick, like Legally Blonde or something.
Mean Girls or one of those. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Dazed and Confused. And
yes,
obviously, I think I watched too many of these.
Any of those like lighthearted. Yeah, it sounds like you're a fan too.
When I know more chick flicks than a woman, it shows that maybe I'm overdosing on these. All right, next question. Chocolate or vanilla?
Chocolate.
Favorite country to travel to?
Italy.
Favorite Star Wars character?
Yoda.
Everyone says that. I like Luke. Oh, come on, what happened to Luke's or
I like
Jabba,
Luke too.
Or Jabba the Hutt? He has a
Yeah, he's good too.
He's good. He's just funny.
We just watched The Mandalorian, so I have like a soft spot for Baby Yoda.
Oh, it's the best marketing of all time. Probably the highest sale for any toy in 2020.
I know. I was like, whose genius idea was that? Yeah.
Yeah. What is your spirit animal?
I feel like the owl.
Owl. Boom. Do you like to drive an SUV, a coupe, or a truck?
SUV.
For food, salty or sweet?
Salty.
Favorite day of the week and why?
Thursday.
I like
almost
Thursday
the
too.
weekend, but you got one more day to like get stuff done.
Exactly. Uber or Lyft?
Oh, I'm such one of those people who opens both and checks the rates. I get so annoyed with surge pricing. So I'm 50-50.
LeBron James or Michael Jordan?
LeBron.
Okay. And the ultimate chick flicks of all time, you like Terminator 1 or Terminator 2 more?
Terminator 1.
Yeah, there's a chick in it, and she's trying to save her son, so it's kind of a chick flick, not even close.
Yeah, definitely.
All right. Favorite food or drink if you're stuck on a deserted island and you cannot say Al's Brew or Genius Juice?
Sushi's high up there.
Yeah, sushi's good. Kind of fits with the island theme, so very cool, very cool.
Feels like it would be fresh.
Exactly. All right, well, that is Rapid Fire Questions with Maria Littlefield, co-founder of Al's Brew. There's the applause from our live taped studio audience. And really good to have you on the show. There's his applause right there. See? That all that applause was from him. He did like 30 different voices in class. Wow. Yeah, he's a man of many talents. So, but yeah, thank you for joining us on episode 106. If anyone wants to buy your drink, I know we talked about stores. Can you buy it online? Is it alsbrew.com?
Yep, alsbrew.com, and we ship to about 32 states. And you can find us. We're available in states, so you can come to our store if you want to get it in stores.
Perfect. All right. Well, we caught most of that. It kind of cut out, but we got the most important part. So, Maria, thank you for joining us in episode 106. Have a wonderful night.
Awesome. Thanks, guys.
All right. That is episode 106, as mentioned, 15 Minutes of Genius. We have an awesome guest on our next episode. He is a ex-NBA player, retired. So I won't say his name. I'm going to leave everyone in suspense, but it's going to be an awesome one. And he's also an investor in Genius Juice and an ambassador. And we're doing a lot of cool stuff together. We'll talk all about that on the next show. That's episode 107. So big plug to Mark Nicholas, Mark N. at ManhattanBeanStudios.net for all your editing desires. Make sure to reach out to him if you want to do your own podcast, photos, videos, the whole thing. I think that's it. One last thing. Stay wise and genius, my friends.
Genius for life. Coconut smoothies coming at you.